And welcome to another episode of South Texas Crossfire. This is your attorney host, Joe Flores. Remind you to join us each and every week right here on KTMV with the Lopez family. Special thanks to Don Humberto Lozano Lopez. He passed away in 2011, but his birthday was just around the corner. We honor him, we venerate him, and we never forget him. And my cousin, hardcore Democrat, Norma Cisneros, passed away this week, and this show is for you and the Moreno family. Many fine memories that I had of you guys. Now, without further ado, I bring on, popping in at lunchtime is Robert Bobby Balderas, and that is Precinct 1, Place 3.
Yes, sir.
Hey, welcome back. How are you?
Thank you, Counselor. Real good, real good.
Well, let's do it. Let's do a little bit of a quick response here and jump in. The reason I had you come back in is it's all over the internet. It's all over Facebook that you ride on coattails of Judge Joey Gonzalez. Can you set the record straight and say how do you respond to let's say somebody saying that you've got to ride on somebody else's coattails in the political arena?
Joe, I'm not a believer in running in anybody's coat. I run on my own experience and my own qualifications. That's what I run on, Joe. You know, what my opponent has said is definitely negative. You know, I'm going to run on my experience and my qualifications. Joe, I've been in this community and lived in this precinct for all my life, Joe, and Precinct 1. So I don't need, this is my fourth term. Do I think I need somebody to run the coat cell? No. Thank God that people know me, and I respect everybody, and I'm there for them, baby. Joe, regardless, I'm there for all organizations that I can help. And my record shows it, Joe.
Well, and let's go back. We had a political analysis yesterday, and I guess what the voters are saying is change good all the time? Can it get better? You know, as one of our political pundits and you know, a great journalist said, can it get better than you? That's the question they have to ask. Better to know the judge you know than the judge you don't, so to speak. And say, even though this man may be apt, qualified, young, vivacious, full of life, and want to serve, can it be better than what is happening there? Why should the people keep you in office?
Joe, the reason that I would like the people to keep me there is the experience. And I'm up to date on the new laws. You have to go every year to update yourself on these new civil and criminal laws. And it's mandated by law. If you don't, you get removed from the bench. So that's why I was talking to some attorneys yesterday, and I said, Judge, what I see when I go to your court, I see professional. You treat people with respect, and you run your court real professional. I have a staff that's there to serve the people, and they are familiar with the law, Joe, because they also go to the in-service. I send them every year to go to in-service and familiarize themselves with the law, because they represent the constituents in my precinct. So they're there to help, Joe. So that's why, like I say, why, fix something if it's not broken, Joe? That's the way I see it. I understand he's young, stuff like thing is, but why do you want to, the thing is, I'm there, I am doing a good job. People had commented about my position and said, if I wouldn't, Joe, if I felt I didn't want to do this job, I would have stepped down. But I think I know I can continue doing a good job for my constituents, because like I said before, Joe, it's the people's court, not my court, Joe. It's their court, and I'm there to serve them.
Well, and going on that tack, we've got voters there. Let's give them something to chew on. A lot of people want to know the process, say, of landlord-tenant. A lot of renters, people that can't afford, or want to buy houses, they live under a landlord-tenant scheme. Now, your job is so important that you're also looking at that, where people live, the very basics, shelter. And so what is your role in the judicial system in the forcible entry and detainer or landlord-tenant disputes?
Well, Joe, I see, my position is I have to see that they follow the proper procedures. Before they evict anybody, they have to follow certain procedures. The landlord does. They have to give the proper notice. They also from there they have to, submit the reason. It's got to be either unpaid rent or take possession back of the property. The proper notice is unpaid rent is 3 days. You have to give them notice. Either place it on the door, mail it.
You can't just lock the door, landlords, and
no,
not let them in.
no.
Yeah.
Which is called, they have a right to ask for a writ of reentry. If they do that, it wasn't like the old days, Joe. You go out there and just get them out of the house. No, it doesn't work there. Now, the tenant is protected also. So I see it this way, that also the tenants has also rights, and what they call tenant remedies. If something is not done properly, Joe, like they have something like the plumbing or something that's not correct, they don't have to pay the rent. They can request a remedies and tenant hearing. So what we do is we set a hearing, Joe, and they come up and they say, well, the reason I haven't paid my rent, Your Honor, is simple reason certain plumbing is not working properly and everything.
There you go. Always two sides to the story.
Two sides to the story. Exactly, Joe. You just don't go out there that hasn't paid. There's always got to be a reason. Always got to be a reason.
And that's where that experience comes
That's where the experience comes in, Joe. And the thing is, as long as they do that before the eviction is filed, they're entitled to a hearing. So everybody's entitled to a hearing, Joe.
Like we're taping this today, freezing cold, sleet in San Antonio, and people are being kicked out of a home every day. And whether legitimately or not, they have to have notice. They have rights.
They have rights, Joe. Like I said, they just like before. You used to do before. Just get them out, lock the doors, change the locks. No, they can't do
terrible.
that. That is terrible. And now also you cannot cut their electricity, Joe, or their water. That is a violation. You can, what about this person needs the electricity for his signal? I mean,
Can't cut off the electricity.
His health, exactly. He might need a machine to help him on his health or something, and you cut it off.
You cut off the respirator at the house. Way to go, landlord.
Exactly.
Be careful.
It's real serious situation, Joe. So that's why I take my job serious, and I give everybody an equal, fair trial.
And I think that fleshes it out. Okay, the other problem, I know you've got to go. You've got a heavy docket this afternoon, but the big one in there that I see and I've heard about is credit cards. Right now, the great recession from 2008 to now, 2013, people are just recovering. They're in debt, 15, 20,000. They use credit cards just to live. And so some people are underwater, 15, 20, 25,000. Tell us how you handle those cases.
But I handle those cases, Joe. They come in, and usually I get a lot of credit card cases from Dallas, Houston, and they file them in my court. And what I do, they have an attorney here locally. And what I do, I have these people try to communicate with each other, see if they can come up with an agreement. Because it's hard times, Joe, and a lot of times they do work at it. Most of the time they do.
So say they owe 20,000. Sometimes you advise them step out and see if you can settle it for what, 15
or something.
10,000.
Make an arrangement, an agreement. Exactly, make a payment, and they do, Joe. And then they come over, they prepare the order, and I signed it. And everybody is a win-win situation.
I like it, like Judge Jose Longoria out there. I love it when a good friend, he says to them, "Go and work it out, because you're not going to like what I decide." Sometimes
exactly, Joe.
The judge's job is so hard because you can't please everybody fully. Somebody's going to walk out of there and say, "I didn't get everything I wanted."
Exactly.
On both sides.
And a lot of times also I send them to disputes and resolutions.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people don't know about that. They can go to mediation.
Mediation, they go to the courthouse and they can mediate the case before we go to trial and stuff like that. I might order them, you know what, I'm going to order you to go to mediation, see if you all can work it out. Because sometimes they don't want to even talk to each other. But if I order them to go to mediation, they'll go out there and mediate.
The thing is that I've seen on your website, and former Judge Joey Gonzalez, then we have Judge Benavides, you, Judge Santana, you all have a website, right, up on the county?
Yes, sir, we do.
Where they have explanations, basic information about all of this, too, where our viewers can go and click on there, find out more about your court?
Right, and we have the proper forms they can use to file petitions on eviction, certain things, civil case, just a civil case. We have these forms that they can click on, pull them out, and they can use them, Joe, and make it a little bit easier. And we also have procedures what they can follow.
And that would be on the Nueces County website. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of that, but we'll go ahead and put that website up. and that way they can
Right.
click on, because the code.tx.us throws me for a loop, So we'll put it up there so they can go ahead and click on it. And your staff also, Miss Skarupa, great lady.
Yes,
yeah.
she is my case manager, and Joe, she's been there over 14 years, Joe, and she's outstanding. She's familiarized with herself. Has a personality, Joe, that unbelievable. And I never seen this lady mad. She is so outgoing, real friendly to everybody. It makes it interesting. Like I said, my other clerks are great too, Joe.
All the staff.
All the staff are wonderful staff. They're there to work for our constituents, Joe. And like I explained on the last show, Judge, when they come over there, they are treated. They are gone to the window. They are attended, Joe. That's the first thing. You're not going to be out there waiting, sitting down. No, they're going to attend you.
Well, and the thing is that, change is not necessarily good, because also when you change out a judge, you change out a whole system. And you change out people that have had jobs there for years that depend on them.
Exactly, Joe. And these jobs are not civil service for my clerks. I wish they were. Like the courthouse, most of the employees are there civil service.
Lifers.
Exactly, they're civil service. They're protected. But in the courts, they are not protected, Joe. And like I said, they are loyal people and hardworking employees.
From that precinct and that place, they're from there, most of them, and know that community.
Exactly, they are familiar with the community, and most of they know each other by their first name. But they feel more at ease when they come over, and they see somebody that gonna help them out and be friendly to them. But sometimes other places, they go to other places and they get a bad feeling. I have people come on and say, Judge, I say, well, you can go to the courthouse. It's closer for you. I'm just letting them know it's closer for you. They says, no, Judge, I like to come over here because it gets done quicker and stuff like that. And I said, okay, no, I understand. But you have that right, to file anywhere in the precinct, and I make them understand that. It's not because I'm in Cal Island, USA, in the Molina area, you can't come over to my office. Yes, you can, Joe. Anywhere within the precinct. And our three judges, Joe, we work so close together that we help each other and to keep the cases going. If they have something on a docket and they can't make, or something comes up, Joe, I'll go over there and hear their cases.
We need to put like a Mount Rushmore of you guys.
Yes.
And put it up there, carve out the heads.
Yes.
You've been up there a long time.
And getting back to the, thing on that coat deal, right on the coat. Me and Judge Gonzalez, Commissioner Gonzalez, known each other. We used to work together. I used to help his cases. He used to come over and hear my cases. So how can I run on his coattail?
Actually,
if
you
I
guys
didn't
were
know
like
anything?
brothers.
Exactly. How can I somebody say that let me tell me like I don't know what I'm doing? No, Joe, I know what I'm doing. I'm experienced and I've been there. So that's why if somebody says that, it's certainly negative. As my belief is negative. Like I said, I can go any court and have it here. Anywhere in the state of Texas.
Put something up like that's a rookie mistake in politics.
Exactly, Joe. And the thing is, I can be a judge anywhere in the state of Texas and preside. That's we can do that now, Judge.
30 seconds for block walking. I know you've got to get back to your docket, but we give every candidate a chance to block walk right here. Knocking on those doors, and my show appearing nightly. What do you like to tell the voter?
Please come out and vote. It's the thing is, your voice does count, Joe, and I need your support. I need your vote, because if I want to be there, continue serving you, as your Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 3. So please don't forget this name, Robert Bobby Balderas. I'm here. I'm just a phone call. You can call me. I will talk to you. I will meet with you. I'm not the type of person that will close the door on you. No.
And if somebody wants a yard sign, or
Joe,
somebody, who do they call? What's the magic number?
442-4535.
442-4535, appearing in front of your screen. Yard sign, cast a vote, triple X T-shirt. Exactly. I'm taking one, I guess.
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Thanks, man. Do you have the matching green shorts?
Yes.
P shorts. Anyway, so we're gonna we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna bring on the alleged coattail, Commissioner Joe Gonzalez, and then we're also gonna bring on, I love him, hate him but never ignore him, Homero Villarreal, who gave us such great commentary on politics and political analysis for the races. It's very much needed, especially right now when the voters getting ready for the primary. They need to have information to use when they go cast their ballot. So we're going to take a break, and again, thank you, Judge, for being on here.
Thank you, Joe. I
And
appreciate
your
it.
service.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Judge Bobby Balderas wants your vote, and that's Precinct 1, Place 3.
Yes, sir.
I memorized that, burned in my brain forever. 442-4535.
Yes, sir.
Hoy! Without any cue cards, as usual. No net. We'll be back.
Have you been arrested or are potentially facing criminal charges? You need a trial attorney who is well-versed in the courtroom. Joe Flores has handled hundreds of criminal cases and many of them to trial. Joe Flores can provide you with competent representation to protect your constitutional rights in state and federal court. Joe Flores can help if you have been arrested or facing criminal charges. The law offices of Joe Flores. Equal justice for all.
Each year, millions of dollars are lost to healthcare fraud. The elderly and the poor are the most vulnerable. Every day, unscrupulous healthcare providers are submitting false claims to the government's Medicaid and Medicare programs. The state and federal government are offering rewards for information leading to the successful prosecution of these cases. For more information, contact the law offices of Joe Flores. With his experience in the medical profession and as a trial lawyer, Joe Flores can provide you more information on how to fight healthcare fraud. Law offices of Joe Flores, equal justice for all.
Hi, this is attorney and board-certified nurse practitioner Joe Flores on behalf of Vasquez Flores Home Health. Nursing homes have their place, but having care in your own home is very important. Call today for more information. Backed by over 20 years of experience, registered nurse Priscilla Vasquez can answer your questions about home care. Call 881-9922. That's 881-9922 today.
I think it's a betrayal of public trust. That is just not ethical.
I left the Democratic Party because of her.
The reason is because you're taking Republican money.
The money of those people that pay me as a consultant. What are you taking? What did you take in Crosstown? Took money. I saw it and I saw them pay you checks.
Okay, hold on. Everybody.